Today is your lucky day. You're going to learn how to write in cursive. But before you learn how to do it, let's learn why you should learn cursive. One reason is, well, don't you want to know how to read it? What if your teacher writes a note to your parents in cursive and you can't read it? Now with you learning cursive, there's no more secret notes. No, no, no. Next, cursive letters are faster to write than print letters. I'm going to use my trusty green Sharpie and I'm going to write the sentence, how are you today? How are you today? And we are going to count how many times does my marker touch the paper, and then I make a line and then I pick it up. Because in print, it should be a lot more than in cursive. Let's see. So we're going to write, how are you today? Ready? There's one line, 1, 2, 3, I picked it up 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, how are you? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 22, I do need a question mark, but we're not going to count that because that would be the same in cursive. So this took 22. I'm going to write that at the side. 22 times I had to pick up my green marker. Now, in my orange marker, I'm going to write, how are you today in cursive, and we're going to do this again. Count how many times do I pick up my marker. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, we need a question mark. 6 times. So it is so much faster to write in cursive because the letters loop and link together, so you don't have to pick up your pencil or your marker or your crayon or whatever you're writing with as many times. So that is one reason it is really important for you to learn cursive. Now, the tool we're going to be using for learning cursive is your cursive packet. Ta-da! All of our cursive videos will use this cursive packet. Our class is learning cursive. It should say your name on it. Here's the cursive alphabet. If you turn and open to it's not the first page, this actually says page 1, but this side, it shows you the table of contents. So you can see what letter is on what page, where do we have practice words and other things, what page you can find it on. Next page, this one is page 1. This is showing you how to use what I call line guides. So line guides, you use these lines as a guide for where your letters start, stop, curve, loop-de-loop, or U-turn. So we have several lines here. The top line right here is obviously the one at the top. It's got an easy name. The middle line here is that dotted line. So you can see the roof of the house goes from the middle to the top. Okay. Bottom line is what we would call the grass, like where the grass would be. Some people call this the baseline. And then the very, very bottom line that's also dotted, we call the basement. So on this one, I drew this little house to kind of show you where those lines go. So the middle is like where the house goes, like a middle house. The bottom is the bottom of the house. The basement is the basement of the house. Makes sense, right? As you learn each letter, you'll hear me say the word in-betweens. I'll use that phrase a lot. When I say in-betweens, what I mean is after you trace a letter, you should try writing that letter by yourself in between the trace letters. Trace it, write it, trace it, write it. So that would look like this. I would trace the letter A, and then in between the 2 letters that are there, I'm going to write my own right here. So trace it, write it on my own. Trace it, write it on my own. And I will do that each time in the in-between. Sometimes it'll be marked, sometimes it won't. But if I say in between, I just mean in between 2 letters that are already there. Next, let's talk about the pencil spot. How are you going to pay attention to me, to the video, to the instruction, and learn it while you have your pencil in your hand actually starting already? No, no. So I have what's called a pencil spot right here on the side of your page. Always keep your pencil in the pencil spot while your teacher is demonstrating the letter. Only pick it up when it is your turn. So your pencil will always go right here. Now, if it rolls off the page, whatever, no big deal. It can sit on the side of your page too, but you have a specific spot there so that you're not tempted to hold your pencil when you're not supposed to. Right, let's go to the next page. Page 2. By the way, all page numbers will be found obviously at the bottom of the page in between these lines. Page 2 says it right there. It's very small, but you can find it. I have faith in you. All right, the first set of letters that you're going to be learning are called slant letters. Slant letters always start at the bottom, on the bottom line, and slant up to the middle. So notice how this slants, slants, slants. That's why these are called the slant letters. Every single one starts with a slant. Now, I'm not going to go through the other ones because you can learn about those when we get to them. But we are ready to start learning our cursive letters. So go ahead and go to video number 1, which is our lowercase letter I.